Welcome everyone. We are here at MLP Atlanta, brought to you by Margaritaville. My name is Brandon Insecpong. I will be bringing you this action on Grandstand Court. We've got Austin Pickleballers taking on the Las Vegas Night Owls. They are starting with a women's doubles matchup. As you see, the great forehand volley there by Susanna Barr, who is joined by Emily Ackerman here for the Las Vegas Night Owls. They are again taking on Emrich and Rain for the Austin Pickleballers. A big overhead there by Rain, as I think Ackerman thought that ball there was a little bit wide and slightly hesitated, and that's all the leverage that Rain needed to finish out that point. Tough miss there by Rain. The ball here back to Barr and Ackerman.
Powered by Toyota Prius is about to happen. First out, LA Man drops the bulletproof Bandito. Gabe Tardio going one-on-one with Rob Nunnery. 4 points.
Oh, that was a great combo there from Susanna Barr as she hit the 1-2 there on Rain and started the firefight, which resulted in an out ball there from Emrich.
This is what pickleball is about.
Little off on the third there from Barr.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
15 seconds, players.
Some confusion here as Rain expressing to the referees that the ball may be a little lopsided. She's asking Barr and Ackerman if it's okay to substitute that ball out. They've agreed. We will have a quick ball change here. For the Austin Pickleballers, this is an ownership group that consists of co-founder Melly Price, Austin City Limits Festival, C3 co-founders Charles Attal, Charlie Walker, Charles Kelly, Steve Alley, and New York Times #1 bestseller Brene Brown.
Here we go.
Ackerman fired up after that dink rally. I think that's a strategy for Barr and Ackerman that they'd like to see. Slow it down at the kitchen line, elongate these points. What a dig by Susanna Barr, who is known for, I mean, she just has incredible defense, and you saw it there right in the middle.
I got it.
And the scorpion there from Susanna Barr, as watch this, she squats low and pushes this ball down at the feet for the winner. Just a huge drive from Ackerman from the baseline.
Side out, point 2.
Yours. You got it. You.
2-1.
You.
Oh, the ball clips the tape for Ackerman and still goes over, and then Susanna Barr finishes it off with this overhead here.
Got it, okay.
3-1.
Yours.
Great job from Emrich to just stall that attack there from Ackerman as she went to the 1-2. And maybe that previous play got Emrich going a little bit as she goes there for the two-hand backhand and gets the error off Ackerman's paddle.
Side out, point 2.
Couple loose errors there from Ackerman on the backhand side. She really wanted to roll that ball to apply pressure. Could not get it over. And another here from Ackerman. Is Austin Pickleball is doing a great job applying pressure. They stopped the early run here from the Night Owls and brought this to within 2. Emmerich is playing really well right now, just sound. She's utilizing that two-hand backhand. And they're really targeting Ackerman at the moment as she's made a couple errors here.
4, 5.
Such a veteran in Susanna Barr. She covers a little more ground there, slides to her left to the middle, and makes sure to finish off that point. That's a big forehand volley there from Emmerich. A little too high on the dig there from Ackerman and Barr. Sound play at the kitchen line from Ackerman. She made sure not to do too much with those last 2 volleys, just get them down with a good amount of pace. Oh, what a play from Rain, as now you've got Susanna Barr questioning, did she cross the plane before she hit? And while she did, that play looks legal because she actually did hit the ball when she crossed the plane, but they are having a discussion here with the referee. And looks like referee has affirmed that as well, that is a legal play from Rain. I mean, she's got to have an opportunity to hit the ball, right? She crossed the plane, hit it back into the kitchen line. Austin Pickleballers feeding off that momentum there. Night Owls got to be careful here, not let that get inside their heads. It is a 10-10 game here. Yeah, great put away from Susanna Barr. She emphatically lets everyone know that that ball is out. Don't think they were happy about that previous call, but look, they started out well here in this game. They had an 8-2 lead early. Austin Pickleballers weathered the storm. It's one of the most important things to be able to do here in this MLP environment. You're going to get hit in the mouth a few times. How are you going to take the punch? You're going to be able to come back and be able to really get this game close to where you're able to pick it up. Got Wes Gabrielson here coaching his team up on some strategies here. Let's talk about the Night Owls for a second. Night Owls, they were formed in 2022. Their ownership group consists of Tom Brady, Kim Kleisters, Nighthead Capital, Caitlin Kerr, and Callie Simpkins.
Good energy, let's keep it up.
As they are looking to make a mark here in this Challenger League here at MLP Atlanta.
Here we go, shake it off.
Early error there from Rain.
I got it.
11-8.
I got it. You? I got it.
Just great play all around there from Emmerich. She slid to the left to take a few more balls off the one-hand backhand and really just inserted herself in that play and then finished it with the overhead.
You?
9-11.
Yeah, the big drive from Rain. from the baseline, just the wrong angle as it opened up a spot for Ackerman to go behind Emmerich.
Side out point, 12.
You. Me.
Oh, and some confusion there from Emmerich and Rain as they had leverage on that play. Great defense from the Night Owls. Just a chemistry concern late in that point. I love the way right now that Emmerich is controlling the kitchen line. She is, it almost seems like there's two of her out there right now. She's sliding all the way to the middle tee to take some of those balls.
Side out point, 10.
And that's a couple big backhands there from Emily Ackerman. Watch this first one, powerful, and then the second one just angles it outside. Too much for Rain to get to.
Side out point, 15.
Put away there from Rain. As I'm impressed with how they're dictating at the kitchen line. Now they're still down a couple points here. I think that is something they can lean on to get back in this game. And everything lined up there for Barr, as possibly the defense from the Pickleballers made her do a little too much, ends up missing that there in the net.
Side out point, 11.
Emmerich goes for a little bit too much. We talked about her covering a lot of court. You can see she was all the way at the tee here on this ball, and Ackerman found some space behind.
12, 16.
I think for the Pickleballers, they've got to assess, does it make sense for Emmerich to get beat a couple times behind her if the aggression leads to 4 or 5 points in their favor?
Point.
You.
12.
Me.
Side out point, 13.
And just a great play all around from all these ladies on the court.
Great point. One stop here.
Offense to defense resulted in Rain just shorting that dink a little bit there. Now we've got a missed serve here from Ackerman. Tight game down the stretch.
14, 18. Side out point, 19.
Such a great recovery there from Ackerman. She left a ball up early in that rally, kept herself in position, stayed calm. Emmerich went for too much on that last volley, ends up missing.
Side out point, 15.
Come on. There we go.
There's just a lot of power there from that Emmerich forehand. Might be a spot for the Night Owls to stay away from. That's great pace there from Rain as she used the first volley as a setup, caught Barr off guard, and then finished on the second.
Point game, Matt. Final score, 21, 15.
I like it.
Susanna Barr doing a great job. She just held and paused her paddle before she hit that attack, and it caused Rain to just second guess where she felt like it was going to go and put her out of position. Just a great, we talk about the veteran experience of someone like Susanna Barr, played plenty of tournaments, tons of gold medals on tour, and you're kind of seeing that experience here. She's staying calm in a tight game down the stretch. We have just a 1-point lead here from the Night Owls, and they are really trying to use their strategy of get to the kitchen line, let's slow things down, let's use some ball manipulation at the kitchen line to kind of get them off balance, and then we can find some avenues behind Emmerich or behind Rain as well. For Emmerich and Rain, I think they just need to stay aggressive. Emmerich covering a lot of court. It has worked well for them so far, but they're going to need more of it here.
Most experience here on this team, going up against Gabe Cardio, the best single player.
And again, Emmerich talked about the aggression. What is the ROI on it? That's 2 times that they've been able to go behind her. De La Rosa on her team encourages her, keep it up.
Really cleaned up, and we were going to fight that last ball, and yeah, we just worked hard and got through it.
And how much does it show how much fight the shot has? You already have the 2-0 lead, they come back in, but you're able to close it out there and do right.
Mentally tough, but the team stuck together and we were fighting, and I mean, that's pretty much to the last point. The team effort, the team, what? I don't know that word. The team chemistry, it was just awesome, so I think we're going to walk it now.
And the Night Owls finished this one off 21-18 off of the missed dink from Rain. Looks like she second guessed, wanted to go down the line, wanted to go wide, and that caused the error. The Night Owls take a 1-0 lead in this matchup as we get set for the men's doubles portion of this match. We will have Daniel De La Rosa and Ben Newell from the Austin Pickleballers taking on Spencer Smith and Yates Johnson of the Las Vegas Night Owls.
But come right back because we have more Major League Pickleball. We have Florida Smash playing the California BLQK Bears. This is going to be it. It's going to be exciting.
We will most likely see a lot of firepower in this matchup. Ben Newell and Daniel De La Rosa, some of the fastest hands in pickleball. They've got great anticipation, and also they've got chemistry. They've been playing together for at least 2 to 3 years in tournaments, and now they are getting to showcase that talent here for the Austin Pickleballers. I expect them to come out aggressive. I expect them to come out confident, and they'll have to counter the style of Yates Johnson and Spencer Smith. Yates, a guy that loves to speed up, loves to attack. He is a great singles player as well, so you will see him cover a lot of court, and he's paired with a really good partner here in Spencer Smith. Spencer Smith, one of the most steady players on the tour in the game. He usually isn't going to make a ton of mistakes. You're going to see him probably speed up half the amount of times as the others on court. It'd be interesting to see how that style prevails against a team like the Austin Pickleballers. 15 seconds left to go for this matchup. Austin Pickleballers really need this one, as you don't want to go down 2-0 heading into a mixed double scenario, putting more pressure on your team. We talked about them, their aggressive style and nature. I'll be interested to see how they start this game off. Do they start off with that confidence? Do they wait and let the game come to them so that they can settle in? Remains to be seen, and I think that'll be a crucial part for them on their road to trying to secure this victory here.
Just put people off fire for the next one. You know what I mean? Like,
And we talked about the start for Austin Pickleballers. They are coming out aggressive here. Couple drives, leads to the error there from Yates Johnson.
Let's go, man. Let's go.
Spencer Smith, nice and steady there, forces the error from De La Rosa. Big overhead from Daniel De La Rosa, as I am joined in the booth from a guy that just got done from a couple dream breakers. Adam Stone, welcome.
Hey, what better receiving me to this court than a Daniel De La Rosa overhead? Let's go.
Yeah, that's it.
It's a good spot there from De La Rosa, as Yates Johnson thought that ball was out.
Yeah.
Bounces in.
Well, when Daniel's hitting it with the ace of spades paddle, I don't blame him, but he dropped it in there.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. We have a short break. Hope you got some Margaret, hope you got some Michelob ULTRA back. Another matchup.
It's great defense. I mean, Ben Newell's defense combined with De La Rosa's offense on that side makes it a tough cookie.
Ladies and gentlemen, BLPK Bears GM owner, Big Richie Talzon. Give it up. Did I say that correctly? Maybe not. Go. From Alabama, born and raised, living in Alabama, we got the man, Marshall Brown. Round them up.
Nice exchange from the fellas there. But just to touch on that De La Rosa, he's done such a good job. He was so linear coming from racquetball, almost all high risk, high reward. He's done a great job of finding some margin in his game and become a real pickleball player.
Yeah, he's definitely smoothing it out. As you see, his ranking has increased in the last 4 to 5 months. The error there from Newell. Oh, and Smith got everything he wanted after that big drive from Johnson.
And Smith, a phenomenal backhand. Not only to create, to put away. He wants that one back for sure.
That's got to be one of De La Rosa's favorite shots, just off the mark there. He loves to really just slap that forehand from the baseline.
She played on the Florida State before. She's doing it again. From Southern California, living in San Diego, we got Michelle Guttaball Escobar.
And this is two teams that are very shake and bakey, meaning they both have good drives. They both like to crash the middle and use their athleticism.
Brendan Long. From West Hollywood, California, give it up for none other than Dominique Schaefer. Got the young gun specialist, Chapel Hill, North Carolina.
just some great all-around hand speed, the exchanges, the defense, but leads to an out ball there from Smith.
Two-handed forehands from Yates Johnson in that point.
I'm loving the movement right now from the Night Owls. They're still down a couple, but watch this. You see Yates Johnson trying to slide to his right. You see Smith sliding to his left. They're locked in right now, Adam.
Yeah, it's a lot of action. There's a lot of movement and a lot of athleticism on court. And I love to see it. I like those quick points, and they do too.
Missed dink there from De La Rosa. Those dinks, the balls are heavier in a matchup like this, right? You know that every ball that's up an inch or so, they're waiting to crack that from the other side.
Very nice from De La Rosa. Yeah, and to touch on what you said, Brandon, when you're playing an offensive team and you always know that there's a chance they're going to pull the trigger, there is some extra tension, and it kind of forces you to be perfect and hit that very small window, and that can create a lot of errors.
Just a great play from De La Rosa. He knew that third shot looked great, closes the gap really fast there.
Yeah, and
quick player.
And it clipped the tape, but like you said, I like it either way.
Yeah.
Either way, that's a good pattern for him and one that's going to favor the pickleballers.
It looked like De La Rosa second-guessed what he wanted on that shot, and in this type of game, you second-guess, it could be it.
That's the cardinal sin of pickleball. You do not hesitate. You do not waffle back and forth, because when you do, you lose.
Almost a great pickup by Smith, but it's just good pressure applied from De La Rosa as they headed to the changeover. Up 4 here, Adam.
Yeah, and he's confident in his hand speed in that matchup straight ahead, and he hasn't necessarily hit earth-shattering initial speed-ups. He's just starting the fire and knowing and feeling that he has the advantage on the subsequent shot. So a nice job by De La Rosa putting on max pressure.
Yeah, and this is a dangerous spot here for the Night Owls. As you watch this game, it feels like they've been right there. They've been playing good pickleball, but you look up, you're down 4, right? And for the Austin Pickleballers, they're probably saying to themselves, we're not even playing our best pickleball yet, and we're already up 4 points. What can the Night Owls do to kind of come out on top of a game like this?
It really is disheartening. So when the scoreboard doesn't match up to how you feel, but right now, I think they have to put some more balls on Ben Newell. The firepower of De La Rosa is just really on point at this moment. So kind of switch spots, target Newell, and see if he can come up with some of the same things that De La Rosa is.
And right on cue, Adam, they take the first 3 or 4 balls to Newell's backhand, and then Johnson sees an opportunity, speeds up to De La Rosa.
Man, that spin on the forehand is incredible from Yates Johnson.
Serving on my left, I prefer to smash. On my right, I want to California.
Smith with the miss. I mean, that's just close. Top of the tape there.
Right, and we heard nice try from Johnson, letting him know I have no problem with what Smith did there, just got to execute.
Point.
Crisp first volley from Smith, a little easier on the second. Nice attempt from Newell to dig it out, just couldn't do it.
De La Rosa trying to use some kitchen manipulation there, but just a little off on. That's one of the tougher balls, to reach with your forehand on the right side and pull it all the way back to the left.
2-1.
And Newell goes for the Ernie. Thought that ball was probably out. Spence played it either way, as you see here. And then De La Rosa comes up with a big forehand.
Set it up, clean it up, Brandon. That's the blueprint.
We need to trademark that?
Yes, we do.
Wow. What a get from De La Rosa in the middle of that play. But Smith stays focused and able to put away with the forehand.
That's what it takes these days. You know, nobody's hitting one good shot and winning.
The margins of last year aren't this year. Oh, and that ball stays in. And I think Smith thought about that previous Ernie attempt that was long, and he ended up hitting. And so this one he tries to let go out, and it's actually in. Tough spot there. Some slight confusion there from Smith as he wants some time to talk this one over. Just looked like he second-guessed again where he wanted to go with it, and that ball got too deep.
Yeah, and that's that point. That's a little more what I would expect from these two teams. Big fireworks early in the point, and once they get to the kitchen, a little more grindy. So they didn't really allow it to get into that pattern because DLR's Daniel De La Rosa, that is, his offense was so on point early. But I expect some of these, once you weather that initial barrage, some of these points later in the match to be extended a little more at the kitchen.
Yeah, and a point like that really challenges the chemistry of the team, right? You've got some of the confusion. These points, there's a millisecond of thought that has to happen. And you've got on the other side with Newell and De La Rosa, they've been playing together for a few years now.
Right.
They've seen all of those combinations.
Right, and that's this format. These are not standard partners, so it's very true, Brandon. Yeah.
Smith just long on that one after, not the way you want to come out of a timeout.
Yeah,
it's tough.
Always bad, but just a little bit worse out of the timeout.
Yeah, sure. Now they're going back to the original plan coming out of that second half, which is let's target Newell, let's see if we can get some opportunities and go from there.
Point. Timeout. Change ends. 11-2. 1 minute.
Just great point all around. As all four players stayed patient. De La Rosa saw an opportunity in there, used that one-hand backhand, and is able to come on top.
I'm just glad they had an extended rally. All my predictions on championship court were very incorrect, Brandon.
You talk about that ace of spades paddle with a lot of pop on it. That ball a little long there.
Time in. 11-2.
And I know he's not, it's not his preferred shot, but I would like to see Spencer Smith occasionally with his backhand dink redirect that straight ahead to Ben Newell to see if they can get in the Yates-Johnson-Ben Newell cross-court dink battle.
Yeah, you see Smith tried to force it there, but maybe not on the right ball. That ball had a lot of pace from De La Rosa.
I agree, and that is what I wanted him to do, just not on that specific ball, Brandon. Like you said, that was just a little too much junk in English from De La Rosa.
Yeah, Newell almost came in with some great defense. As you saw, Yates, Johnson, and Smith switch there, right? You've got Johnson on the left side now as he wants to get in more of that action there with De La Rosa cross court.
Just a low position and just surprising him taking his time away. Spencer did the right thing of sliding over to counter with the backhand. He's just a half step too late because the offense from Daniel's so good.
And the big backhand from Johnson almost recovered well from De La Rosa. That ball about 6 inches wide. Interesting setup too with Smith used to playing on the right side.
Yeah, he's had a long career and he's had quite a bit of play on both sides, so I think he's comfortable with both. Played a lot with Tyler Leung where he was playing left, but more recently, like you said, Brandon, he has been more of a right side player.
Wow, what a get from Newell. Some great defense as they finish out this match, or this game here, and tie it up 1-1 in this match here. That's just a great win for, we talked about earlier, De La Rosa and Ben Newell. It seems like they were playing kind of average pickleball by their standards, but they were always up. They're up 4 or 5 points the entire game, and Johnson and Smith fighting to play perfect pickleball just couldn't get to that level.
Right, yeah, I think that's a fair assessment, and yeah, DLR, he was really the difference. I got to stop saying that because it's just fun to say DLR, though. Daniel De La Rosa. So Ben Newell, he didn't overextend, do anything crazy. He knew his partner was playing a solid game and picking his spots. So, you know, sometimes you need to gear it up as a right side player, but sometimes you just lay off the gas and let your boy do his thing, and that's what we saw there.
Yeah, great play from both sides there as we're going to take a quick break here and get set up for the mixed doubles portion of this match. We'll see you soon. All right, we are getting set up for a mixed doubles matchup here. We're tied 1-1 in this match between Austin Pickleballers and Las Vegas Night Owls. For the Austin Pickleballers, we're going to have Daniel De La Rosa and Tammy Emmerich against, for the Las Vegas Night Owls, Susanna Barr and Spencer Smith. Early predictions in this matchup here, Adam?
Well, I do not. One of the rare players I do not have a lot of experience watching is Tammy Emmerich. So I'm excited to see what she has in store for us. And I think we have a clear-cut veteran team in Susanna Barr and Spencer Smith. So Tammy, obviously a bit of a wild card early in her career, but can the offense and the takeover ability of Daniel De La Rosa kind of lighten her burden and let her play her game?
Yeah, and it makes sense to put the wild card with Daniel De La Rosa, right? Kind of that, like, the ship that can steady, and De La Rosa, he can almost cover the entire court by himself at times. He's going to need that here because this is going to be a tough out in Susanna Barr and Spencer Smith, some of the most steady players in all of pickleball.
And Susanna Barr is a phenomenal setter-upper of her male partner with her drops and her aggressive dinks.
And some early confusion there from Smith and Barr. Smith looked to get really aggressive.
Well, he stepped on her foot. That's what happened there. So got to figure that out, guys.
Yours. Yours. Go.
And I like this move from the Night Owls, putting Smith and Barr out there. It looked like Smith was maybe not as comfortable in the men's doubles match towards the end. This could be a good opportunity for him to move around, cover some court, loosen up a little bit, and get his game going.
I got it. Okay. Yours. Yeah. Watch it.
That poor ball, Brandon, that poor ball.
Yeah,
but in my MLP playing experience, I did not like a big gap. So to touch on what you said, Spencer gets to get right back on the court and assert himself there. And I think that that's important for him. Anytime that I went first and last, or maybe had a long game in between, it did throw off my rhythm a little bit. So I expect Spencer to step up and play really well in this first mixed doubles match.
And I don't think anyone is shocked that that ball is not round anymore after a few overheads from De La Rosa.
Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of walking going on this weekend. If you didn't bring the right footwear, you know what you do. Check out Skechers Performance Group and learn a little bit more.
Little extended there from De La Rosa. I think that's a play that he wants. Just put too much on it, clips the net, and it doesn't end up going in.
Nice job from Daniel De La Rosa, keeping Susanna Barr back. She was trying to sneak in there. He caught over to the sideline very nicely.
And Susanna Barr does that better than anyone else I've seen, where she can redirect that two-hand backhand dink and kind of get you off balance.
And you have to feel like the Night Owls want that pattern at the kitchen. The veteran Susanna Barr cross-court dinking with the newer player, and I expect them to try to avoid going away from that pattern once they get into it.
You got it. Nice, nice, nice.
The drop shot there from De La Rosa, maybe a little conservative on it. Didn't drop as short as he wanted, but he's ready for the next ball. And Smith ended up missing in the net.
Yeah, pretty solid deception. It wasn't the best drop shot, but well disguised either way. Yeah, you got to figure when you're Daniel De La Rosa, your opponents are going to be very far back when you get an overhead opportunity. So he has a little extra court to work with for the drop volley.
Yeah, it makes sense. As you see that ball there from Smith, called wide from Emmerich. The Night Owls talk it over. Now they want a challenge here.
Yeah, and I have a horrible look in real time, but I do think I saw a sliver of space in between the line and the ball. We'll just have to see.
As the rally stands, on serving 5-4, with video review.
Proceeding with video review here. Let's take a look.
Oh my goodness, her foot is right in the way. Unreal. Oh my, I mean,
yeah, that's
unreal. I've never quite seen one like this before.
Great product placement there from Emmerich, right?
Yeah, right.
The
Exactly.
shoe right in there.
0. Side out, point 1.
From that angle,
2.
that ball looks in.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, you're looking pretty far here and also looking through the net.
Yeah,
right? So
like with the
it's kinda hard,
MLP
yeah.
by Margaritaville, and then you got like 2-inch sliver to see it.
Really testing the vision there. But we'll see what the referees come up with.
After review, call stands, the ball was out.
Yeah, and looks like they say the call stands, which more than likely means not enough evidence to make a change.
You have 3 free challenges remaining.
Side out, point 3.
All right, time in. 5-4.
3-2.
Almost an incredible get from De La Rosa as he stood in there instead of retreating, but just too much power from Smith.
Yours. Yours.
4-2.
A really nice lateral movement from Daniel De La Rosa, poking that backhand and then getting all the way back over to the middle to finish.
Yeah, Smith trying to create a lot there. Looked like he got a tad out of position. De La Rosa able to capitalize.
Yeah, that'll work. But yes, I mean, I've run into this as well in my mixed game. Smith is not one that totally takes over, and he just doesn't have the wingspan or the game for that. So we have to, yeah, we have to just check and monitor him. And he needs to be aggressive in the middle, but he can't go for too much. It's just not his game.
Got it. Watch it. Yours. Yours. Yours.
All right, and Tammy Emmerich. I just called one of her husband's matches down on championship court. They're both new to the sport, but man, she held up in that point, didn't she, Brandon?
Playing well. You can see the defense. She also hung in the dink rally there with Barr.
6-4.
And Barr looking to take out her offensive kit here as she attacks Emmerich. Great spot, though.
Yours. You. Got it.
7-4.
Adam, you talked about that pattern being advantageous for the Night Owls, and you see it there.
Yeah, and it's tough for her because if she wants to pull a trigger, it's at the male Spencer Smith. So she kind of is forced to grind it out a little bit unless it's left high.
Yours. You. Mine. Watch it. Sorry.
Yeah, nice again there from Daniel De La Rosa. Susanna Barr well behind the baseline, no shot, didn't even make an attempt to run forward.
Yeah, great placement on that drop shot as he put a little angle on it, which makes it tougher for the opponent to get to. And that'll be the challenge for Bar, right? She's going to want to stay in that cross-court dink rally with Emmerich, but just outside of the reach of this guy named Daniel De La Rosa.
Yeah, it's a fine line, isn't it?
Got it.
10-5.
Yeah, she told herself to stop. She's got to be careful pulling triggers, especially in this specific heads-up matchup.
We got a side switch right here with somebody special. Number 8 alternate for MLP. And amateur pickleball content creator Stan Curry. Stan Curry, what do you see out here? What do you like about Major League Pickleball in Ohio?
Oh, and De La Rosa got everything he wanted, but put too much on that back. And I think he didn't expect the ball to be so high.
Too juicy.
Yeah.
Too juicy.
That's all I got.
I mean, those are the burgers I like to eat. Those are the best ones.
Man of lots of talent. Stan Curry, thank you so much.
I like that combo from Smith, but he just didn't get it far enough to the right shoulder there, or the right side of Emmerich, and she's able to slide and counter pretty easily.
That's right, and the tough thing here for Spencer Smith is when he does attack straight up from the left side, he likes to put away the backhand cross court. So that is going right over to Daniel De La Rosa. So I still want him to look for those combinations, but let's see if he can start the fire and then put the ball away straight ahead as well.
Austin Pickleballers have a 1-point lead as we head into the changeover. And it seems as if they are forcing the Night Owls to play with this small sliver of the court available. There's this invisible spot of, hey, you can only go to about, 2 feet on the right side there in front of Emmerich because you've got De La Rosa's forehand, you've got a counter. And that's the tough part in mixed doubles where you've got to get out of that. So how do they counter that?
Yeah, it's true. And what I would do, Brandon, is I wouldn't even try to put too many balls behind Daniel De La Rosa. I would just force every ball to the right side of Tammy Emmerich and force her to beat us. If Daniel really starts coming over and overextends, then maybe you change that up. But right now, stick with it. Force the kind of rookie player with the less experience to make the right decisions and the consistent shots.
Yeah, and you talk about that strategy. It's tough for a player like Barr, who is so good at moving that ball and manipulating it at the kitchen line, to just focus on one small spot, right?
Right, to lock in on one spot. Right. And even there, it worked out for him, but she's attacking the forehand to Spencer Smith. You got to feel in the long run that's going to be fine for the Night Owls.
Just some great defense from Daniel "The Wall" De La Rosa. Oh my goodness, Adam, that was insane.
Yeah, very nice point to get out of that scramble, get back to the kitchen and create some offense. Well done, Pickleballers.
The poise in the middle of that point. And some great defense from Barr, as well, as they found a way to stifle the Daniel De La Rosa clinic that's going on right now.
That's right. These are some exciting points. Real hectic, a little frantic out there. Those are my favorite ones. I think that's the key for Spencer Smith right now. Stay on her. He is attacking one, and then somehow Daniel De La Rosa is getting in there. Keep that ball on her straight ahead.
The party keeps on going. The party does We are thriving. Thursday, this crowd is energetic and lively. We can't wait for Friday.
Wow, it's some confusion on the night outside. I think they're going to go for a timeout here as the Austin Pickleballers are just...
Well, they should go for a timeout
yeah, I don't
right
think
here.
I think they talked to the bench. De La Rosa called that ball long. Emmerich went ahead with that two-hand back, and I mean, it was tough to lay off of, right?
It's an awkward court positioning, so it's tough to, the court awareness needs to be there. It's tough to do.
And that's the pattern you talked about. Emmerich saw an opportunity, but they're forcing her to come up with something special to beat the two veterans on the other side, and not able to there. Another just well-positioned drop shot from De La Rosa. And when you have the cannon of an arm that he has and you force people to stay back, it is tough.
Yeah, tough luck, and it's also tough because Spencer Smith knows he needs to cover short for his partner, and that probably has him a couple feet closer to handle the power of De La Rosa as well. So it's kind of a double-edged sword.
There you see Smith. Adam taking your advice and actually going down the line to Emmerich. Emmerich got a juicy ball, wasn't able to put it away. Oh, and that ball just out. Emmerich was on it, but it hit the wrong part of the paddle and doesn't stay in.
Man, these points are great.
Wow.
Lots of scrambling, lots of digs, and just impossible spots, extending the point when we all think it's going to be over.
And the mental fortitude of the Night Owls is they were nearly for dead, waiting for a timeout. And now look, it's 16-16. They're right back in this game with the chance to win it. Oh, De La Rosa, it looked like he predetermined to go for the Ernie there, and Barr just didn't leave him enough meat on the bone.
Brandon, you can't Ernie Downey soft. That is not an option. So, yes, exactly right. And I think what you touched on a couple points ago, even some of the dinks, not just the attack, Spencer Smith has been pushing line instead of going back over to Daniel De La Rosa. And I think that favors them in that pattern. So a good adjustment from him, even though his preferred ball is cross court.
It looks like the bench for the Night Owls was correct in not calling a timeout while they were down 4. I mean, this was a 15-11 game, not even 5 or so minutes ago, and now look, they're up 2.
That's right, and you know, who better to have on the bench for a timeout than legend of the game and Pickleball Hall of Famer Wes Gabrielson for the Pickleballers. So you know you're going to get some encouragement and some nice tips when you do call that timeout. Let's see if they can squeeze back into this thing in the latter stages of mixed doubles match number 1.
Yeah, I think for the Pickleballers there, you saw De La Rosa take a chance for the Ernie. He's going to need to get more aggressive, probably on the right side, and dictate some more of these points here for them.
I'm okay with it. Just got to make it. He lost his balance a little bit, stretched out to his left, but I like those shots and what he was doing earlier in the point.
wanted that one just a little too perfect and not able to make it over there for De La Rosa. 2-point leader for the Night Owls.
Come away with the victory, but as I mentioned earlier, doesn't matter how you start, matters how you finish. If Florida snaps, they come to play.
That ball just long, called long from the Austin Pickleballers, as the fans and the team for the Night Owls begging for a review here. Adam, I was just going to say, we've been this entire match, we haven't seen a lob from Susanna Barr, and here we go.
And Tammy Emmerich looked like she didn't know what happened when that lob went up. So she obviously picked a good spot to try the first one.
I mean, we've played 37 points here without a lob, so you can't blame Emmerich for being shocked about that ball. But let's take a look here, see if we can get a replay.
And because the initial call from Daniel De La Rosa was out, and then he kind of wasn't sure, and then he went out again, and Tammy didn't. So there was a bit of waffling going on the call. Obviously a close shot.
Yeah, you see so many players make that ball's going out call, and then the confirmed out call after.
Right. So that's just partner communication as opposed to an actual call. Yes.
Mixed doubles is about to start. But before that, let's just say it is pickle time. Grillo's Pickles, the official pickle of Major League Pickleball. Make sure you grab a bite for your contestant. Enjoy fresh, crunchy Grillo's Pickle on the
We still looking for a shot
Yeah, I think we're trying to get it lined up here.
They have some great swag to share. So get on.
Here we go. We're getting closer.
Let's do the best pickle dance, because we got some great pickle hats. Let me see them.
No.
Yeah, just
Right on the back.
trying to find the shot here.
Just the flow of the shot felt closer to in than out.
Yes.
But, you know, we've got video review to help confirm that. She did get it close to the corner. Pivotal call here at
Well, I think the initial reactions of the players say the most, and our initial reactions were out, in, in. So,
Right.
Who knows?
Here we go, getting closer to it. Let's see.
So we have no video review. The cameras are not working. So the call stands, and there is nobody loses the challenge.
So we may have a first here where the referees are saying that there is no actual video review of the shot.
Right, but it's tough because the pickleballers can call it out, and then the Night Owls can challenge, but if they can't challenge, they might have changed their initial call.
Final decision, please. Final decision, please. We got to move on. What's time?
Referees are saying we have to move on because there isn't any concrete video evidence. There's no review at all.
Yes, right. If there's no shot, I mean, if there's no look at it, there's no look at it. What can you do? But it's just tough that they made the initial call thinking that there was video review. Would they have made a different call not knowing that? I have no idea. But it's a unique situation, that's for sure, Brandon.
We will see how that affects both sides here as Austin Pickleballers are down 1. And You see the emotion there
here we
from
go.
Smith getting in the face of De La Rosa.
Here, this is good. Spencer said something, and Daniel De La Rosa did not backpedal to his spot. He had some words for Spencer. Let's get chirpy, boys.
And the Night Owls finish it up as De La Rosa wants no part of a handshake there by Smith.
Okay, so
wow.
So we have. Yeah, so there is some verbiage in the rules that it is at the discretion of the referee if the chirping or crap talking gets too aggressive.
And we've got De La Rosa in the face here of Smith.
It got physical. It got physical. There was a push.
Wow.
There was a push, yeah. I've never seen this.
Still.
Maybe let's just let it play out.
It looks like the referees are going to have to sort this out.
Yeah, that was wild, Brandon. That was wild.
I didn't see anything physical take place, but the way that the crowd was moving felt like something happened there.
Yeah, I can't say specifically on what happened physical. I just kind of saw Spencer stumble back a little bit, so I don't know. It's all on camera, so they'll figure it out, but some fireworks, that is for sure in this match.
Look, we mentioned that call that happened earlier. There was a lob from Susanna Barr. Austin Pickleballers felt that that ball was out. There may have been some slight confusion after the initial call. We go to a video challenge, a video review from the Night Owls. There is no video to actually review that specific ball. Caused a little confusion from the players, a little tension. Then you have the flare-up from Smith and De La Rosa, and Night Owls end up coming out on top of that.
Well, at least it's different players on the court now, so they get a fresh start, and they're cool and calm and collected, I think.
But I do think the referees have pulled a card. I think I saw a blue card out.
So that blue card is a warning. Okay, so Onisha Smith has let us know that we have a blue card for both teams. I guess it's kind of like double technicals in basketball, something along those lines. But yeah, we gotta calm those heads down. It's you know, it's tough in these competitive situations when something like this happens to bring it back down to play your best game.
Yeah, 2 blue cards. That's the referee's way of saying, hey, just chill out. Like, everyone just stay calm.
Yeah, and I certainly didn't see all of it, but I'm not sure there was one huge instigator. It was definitely a little back and forth initially between the fellas, and then some of the teammates got involved. So it's not like there was a clear-cut instigator. So I believe the double blue cards is probably the right play here.
This makes this next game all the more exciting, right? I mean, this is 2-1 for the Night Owls. They want to close it out. They want to get off the court and take a W here. And then you've got the Austin Pickleballers. They would love nothing more than to see a dream breaker. And wouldn't that be exciting with the emotions that we have currently?
Yeah, so we have head referee Courtney Johnson coming over now to... All right, we're just gonna try to listen in a little bit and.
I made it. I think it's fine, no? There, I think I grabbed it from the table, so maybe that's why. Maybe those are the wobbly ones. Do you guys have any newer balls or no?
All right, so I listened in a little bit there, Brandon, and Tammy Emmerich is really upset with some stuff that went on when we had that huddle over on the sideline. I believe it was all within camera range, so there is some footage on that, but this is extra spicy, and we have multiple players on both teams unhappy with the situation. I mean, we're talking about swinging and dads defending players and stuff like that. That is not words and statements I've made in my pickleball career.
Right. Yeah, and it feels like the sense is some of the Austin pickleballers don't feel that 2 blue cards is enough, right? Like they think more should come. I'm not seeing a lot of the Night Owls in the discussion here. I think they're content with just playing on.
Right, but it did happen on the Night Owls bench or in front of the Night Owls bench. So there's just a lot going on. It's hard to break it all down right now.
Not game time yet.
Well, while we have a moment, let's focus on this next matchup that's happening. We've got, for the Night Owls, Yates Johnson and Emily Ackerman are set to take on Ben Newell and Milan Rain for a chance for the Night Owls to close out this match. What do you see them having to do to make that happen besides controlling their emotions to start, right?
Yes. And I think on paper this is pretty even matchup right here. So we have Ackerman, which I think is really developed a quality soft game in the last few months, so I expect her to be pretty supportive of Yates Johnson. And then we have Millie Rain, who she likes to pull some triggers, so we'll see how passive she is in mixed, or if she is occasionally looking to speed up and have her partner finish the deal.
Yeah, and you talk about Milan Rain. She's got a good setup here with Ben Newell being a lefty who will allow her to take some forehands as well on her side. He's got some on his side. Not the traditional format where you've got the female on the right, kind of playing one side there.
And that's sets up nicely for the speed it up, clean it up with that lefty forehand in the middle and the female in front of her. So I expect Emily to be more solid, and I expect Millie to let it fly.
Here we go. Good energy now. Let's go. Come on.
Early miss there from Ackerman. You mentioned playing a match or playing a game and then sitting for a couple games. All 4 of these players have done that.
And we don't have anyone on court of too accelerated of an age. That becomes more of an issue as you get older. So I think they won't be stiff and they'll be fine, but we'll just have to see. Yeah, and I think that is completely fine for Emily Ackerman to cross-court dink with Ben Newell, especially when she has her male partner in front of Ben.
Yeah, Newell loves to slide to the left a little bit, put him in that position where if the ball bounces on his backhand, there isn't an attack there, more of a neutralization coming.
Yep, fairly safe spot, yes. Ooh, that was, I mean, that's an aggressive drop. Lots of spin, forcing Ackerman into a tough spot. Well done, Millie.
That's just mixed.
We talk about a backhand from Newell. Newell's reminding himself that this is mixed. That's not Daniel De La Rosa over there playing men's with him. It's Milan Rain.
Yeah, I would probably next time in that spot choose a different shot selection for it.
Or maybe he was playing singles, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he wasn't even thinking men's. That's a great ball from Newell.
Brandon, it's a safe zone unless you hit it chest high.
Right.
Then it is no longer a safe zone.
Let's start with the ball bouncing.
Yes.
It has to bounce. Yeah, it's a big forehand there from Johnson.
Yeah, he's got some power and some spin over there, and he lets us know about it.
Might want to do a quick ball check. Might be lopsided there. They play on.
It's odd how our grandstand crowd has grown a little bit since the controversy, Brandon. Huh, just shocking.
Few more bodies out there.
I'm not sure what happened there. Mishit from Millie. Happens at the pro level as well as the amateur.
Yeah, I think that is the setup for the Night Owls right there.
I've never seen a ball move like that before.
Huge forehand from Johnson.
I mean, Ben Newell, he's only 2 or 3 feet off the kitchen line, and he's making contact at his ankles.
Ackerman gives that shot a try. I think they want to leave all of those forehands to Yates Johnson. As you saw, the ball just bend a point before. Wow.
What a point, Brandon. And I was going to
great point.
I was going to comment we haven't seen Millie speed a ball up yet after I said she might do so, but we got one to end the point right there.
The pace, the misdirection that she had Ackerman fooled. Just great play and poise at the end of what was a just frantic point.
That's all right. Good spot. Good draw, Millie. Here we go.
Yeah, it is a good spot. I heard that come through the microphone as Ben Newell was leaking to the middle.
You talk about how much spin that Yates Johnson is able to get on that ball, and you see it there. That backhand slice was heavy. I think Rain wasn't expecting.
Well, short serve from Yates Johnson.
Maybe too many rotations on that there. Dipped right into the net.
Just a little ahead of it, sailing it wide as Emily Ackerman had a very nice swing at the two-handed backhand.
And a great drive there from Newell as well, as he's no stranger to putting shape and pace on the ball.
You got to get in tighter to the kitchen. We're not unwinding the stack here in this format. You have got to beeline forward and make that first volley right at the kitchen line.
That's just an awesome redirect from Ackerman in the middle of that. Just put that ball behind Newell.
Yeah, it looked very Susanna Barr-esque, but the inside-out two-hander on point there.
Steady defense from the Pickleballers. Johnson wanted little much at the end of that ball, at the end of that rally. Pushes it long.
So yeah, the fade away two-hander up the line, I would say don't try that at home, but Yates Johnson can pull it off.
Yeah, he has a lot of attacks off the bounce here. As you see, we head into the changeover with the Night Owls up 1. And as we mentioned in this matchup, they're up 2-1. They were able to get the women's matchup. They got the last mixed matchup. And now they're looking to close it out here. But Milan Rain and Ben Newell have something to say about it before that happens.
Yeah, and we really haven't seen, I think the reason why we haven't seen Millie have opportunities to attack is because they have been mixing their dinks around. They haven't been just forcing it to her, which would give her more opportunities. So we'll see if she could possibly find some offense. We got a little chat here between Ackerman and Johnson. Oh, he says come. Yeah, so we're talking some strat here on the changeover. Let's go. Nice, and that's Millie starting the fire with Ackerman 5 feet off the kitchen line.
Yeah.
So her initial attack was not earth-shattering, but enough to get Ackerman to go for a power shot off the line.
Yeah, it's just there's some great resets there from Newell, but the challenge is each one of those resets are coming back with backspin.
Yeah.
And Yates Johnson is just loving that as he can just roll that forehand on top. Big serve there from Johnson. The lob from Ackerman looked good, but what an acrobatic play from Milan Rain to hit that ball at the feet from the backhand side. It's a tough shot.
Been on that one, and what he did there is close in tighter to not let the spin of Johnson get low on him. So if he's in the midcourt, those balls are going to be at his ankles. If he can get in tight to the line, he might catch at waist level and have a nice look at the counter, and he did that right there.
Rain saw an opportunity just a hair too late on that ball as Ackerman was able to get it down.
Yeah, don't hate it at all. Just when you make that choice to be offensive, you better commit and not waffle.
It was a great third shot from Ackerman. Johnson saw it and felt like he had an opportunity there, but not able to find a sliver of room behind Newell. Great ball there from Ackerman. Is it really just confused Newell and Rain? Two forehands in the middle there.
Right, maybe that's why Millie hasn't been speeding up as much in this match. Ackerman loads up with a big forehand.
There's some power behind that. That ball called wide from Newell.
No, and I thought Yates Johnson was questioning it, but he was just telling himself, what is that? How many times did she say out right there? I don't know. It was like 7.
Johnson wanted to punish that last ball, but good play by Ackerman. Good communication.
And that is another way to be offensive for you guys at home. Yates Johnson squeezing the middle with his court positioning, forcing Ben Newell to go for too much.
Yeah, and it was a great third shot there from Ackerman, as she really did the short drive into the kitchen, and you combine that with the pressure from Johnson, forced Newell, to your point. You want to do a little bit too much at that point.
Right. I mean, I'm just saying, when Yates Johnson is standing in the middle and you're hitting up on the ball, you have a very tight window to hit into, and often, you know, errors creep in.
2-point lead here for the Night Owls.
Major League Pickleball.
I think the Night Owls like that setup of dropping it to Newell's backhand, pressure from Johnson, seeing if they can start the play off there.
Yeah, it's pretty half-hearted speed up there from Yates Johnson.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to second guess, then felt like he's going to hit it and just recover.
Yeah, I think he went power, soft power there.
Yeah.
He changed his mind twice. That's hard to do.
And Rain wanting the opportunity to redirect that ball. That can be tough when that margin is pretty small there on Johnson.
And she kind of had the T-Rex arms, really tight to her body. Got to get a little more extended for more control.
Wow. Big forehand from Johnson, but Newell slides in. Look, I'm convinced that Newell only buys used shoes. This dude slides on every single point. Great play from him there.
Right in the middle of that point, we went with the Yumi.
It was great communication from Ackerman and Johnson. I think he started to feel real comfortable in the middle of that. It's just said, called his own number, right?
Yeah, and Ackerman, she's calling things quick, right away, not waiting half a second to create that confusion.
Wow, that just a great ball from Newell. He fades away and fires the forehand down the line.
But he knows when he fades and looks awkward spot that Yates is going to squeeze the middle. So unbelievable shot from Ben.
Yeah, it's great pressure from Newell. He's now taking a little bit off of that backhand and anticipating a 3-4-5 shot combo, as opposed to the one and done earlier that was getting him in trouble. And that forces a timeout here from the Night Owls.
Yeah, it looked like they were in a pretty solid position there after that missed lob, and then two quick ones for the Pickleballers. And they have a little going on over on the sideline. So expect that energy from some of their fans and their ownership group to carry over for the last parts of this match.
Yeah, and I know the Night Owls looking to close it out. Adam, you've experienced a couple dream breakers already. We could be headed that route here if the Austin Pickleballers can find a way to complete 2 more points here.
Yeah, I mean, why not make it 3 for 3, right?
Why not 3 for 3? Heavy emotions in this matchup, so I'm sure that will be one to watch. Rain to serve. You.
22.
You. Ah! Yeah.
Some great discipline from Ackerman and Johnson.
And they were frozen too. They were completely frozen, and they got bailed out by the ball sailing 2 inches long.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Florida Smash. As I'm so ready to look, down 6. Big comeback. That's what happens. Rally scoring. Gotta win on your serve. Battle of attrition. Every point.
Another out ball, and the Night Owls finish this off as they win this match 3-1 here. Just a great finish by them in this matchup here. Wow. After heavy emotions early.
Okay, all right. I was just gonna, let it play out.
I see you looking at him. I see you looking at him.
It looked very cordial at the end.
Sure.
Between Tammy and Spencer, so I think we might have had the situation smoothed over, and that's great to see.
Yeah, like I said, great matchup. Both teams played well. The Night Owls end up coming out on top here. As they move on, we'll be back with another matchup here. We're going to take a break. Adam, thanks for joining me. We'll see you all soon.